Welcome to another day of Roulette Strategy King. I have a great system for you. Every time I've tested this, I've come out over $500 profit out of 10 times. I did that 9 times. So we're going to see now that it's on camera how it's going to work. Let's get right into it now. Okay, so the way that this works is it's called you only need 12. So what we do is we go down and you pick 12 numbers across 4 in each dozen. I like these ones. This is what we're going to go with. Let's set the timer and we're going to see how this works. All right, let's give it a spin. I just know that maybe this time it's going to be the time that it doesn't work. Okay, so we have a loss right away. And what happens when you have a loss is you just rebet and you go again the first time. This isn't a martingale either, so don't fear. All right, so there we go. That's another loss. So what we're going to do is rebet and then double it this time. This is the only time we double. All right, we're going to do it right now, see what happens. And there's a hit. So now we're up $24. So what we do now is we go back to the original bet of this one and we start over. All right, so there's a loss. So what we do is rebet and do it again. Now, I know this seems crazy. Like, what happens if there's a big, long loss of, a big, long trail of losses? That can happen. But every time I've played this, it does not happen on the simulator. I would love to try this in the casino. It's such a low roller strategy that I think that I would like to give it a whirl. All right, so we're up $36. We're going to do it again. And this is the time I'm going to take the time to say, we are on the race to 1,000 subscribers. I would love if you would join us here on the Roulette Strategy King. The whole point of this channel is to take strategies and test them. I'm not saying they work or they lose until we test them, and that's what we want to do. So if you want to submit, please put it into the comments. I would love for you to have your system tested right here on this channel. There's another hit. And I would love for you to be part of our community. And you know what? I want this to be about conversation and whatnot. So here we go. All right. So we have a whole bunch of wins in a row here. We're still on the one bet at $84. I'm going to tell you, a couple more hits and that would be it for me. I would be done maybe at the $84 level. That's another thing I like to do on this channel is let you know when you should get out. There we go. That was a 90. Now we're up 96. This is when I would get out if it were me, but I'm always a $100 get out guy. You guys know me if you watch me. But we're going to see how this does over the whole 15 minutes because it might not do well or it might do wonderful. And then we go up the progression and walk away with 500 again because I have done that a couple of times. All right. So we could have gotten out at 96. We're going to keep that in mind. All right, so here's our first time losing on the double up. So what we do now, instead of doubling up again, you add a unit to each of the bets and you go again. So we're adding it to 3 and we're trying again. Keep in mind, we could have been out at $96 so far and there's a hit. So 120. So now our highest watermark is 120. So what happens when you hit that time? You go back down to the original $12 bet. We've got about 12 minutes left on the clock on this one, so we're going to see how it goes. All right, bet number 2. And there's another hit. Also, I would love for you to tell me in all of the roulette channels you watch what you like and what you don't like. I would love to know because I want to make what you want to watch. I don't just want to do what I want to do, right? This is a channel for you, and I would love to do that. All right, we had another hit. We're at 144, a new high water mark. Let me tell you, I'm really liking this strategy, but I can see it going downhill very, very quickly. But right now, I've had no losses with it so far when I've tried it. I've only out of 10 times once. All right, we're up to 156, another high water mark. And we're just going to keep it rolling. Okay, here's another bet. And there's another hit. All right, we're starting back over with the ones. We're up to 168 now. And now we're up to 192 with this system. Keep in mind that this is going a lot quicker than it would in a real casino, because in a real casino, we would have time in between, 30 seconds or so in between each spin. Here, I'm just doing them one. So 15 minutes of play here is probably like 45 minutes in real life, my guess. All right, there's a loss, so we're going to rebet. And then we try it again. And if we lose this time, then we're going to double it up. All right, so we lost, so we're going to double it up. And there's another miss. So what we do now is we do the $1 on each unit. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know what? A modification I might make to this, if it were me, is I wouldn't chase the losses. I would just keep going. There's another loss. Because I think that where this system might get in trouble when we're playing it is if we chase our losses all the way to the end, which, we were up almost $200. And if we lose again here, we're going to be down almost all of our profit. Right. So did you see that? We're almost down all of our profit now. So I would say a modification I might try in the future would be to not chase the losses, not increase a unit, just go back to the 1 after the double up and try it again from the beginning. And that might be what I would do. But everybody's different, because sometimes if it hits, it hits. Like, look at that. We're back up to 180. But we were up to 196. So, you're not fully recovering your loss from that. Okay, we're over 200 now. But yeah, that's just me. I think we're getting lucky right now, but you know what? I'll take the luck. We're at 228 right now, 9 minutes left to go on the clock. Let's keep this going. We're going to see how much we can get out of this. There's another hit, 252. Let's rebet. I would love there's another hit, 276 now, with 9 minutes to go on the clock. I would love for you, let me know what's your favorite strategy. Put it in the comments, guys. I would love to hear from you what the best strategy you've ever played and how much you walked away with. I think my best I've ever played is the one I did in my video where I said, this is actually what I play. I think I walked away with 750, something like that was the most I've ever walked away with. There's another hit, 324. So now we're going to reset back to the 1s. We're going to try it again. There's a loss. All right, we're going to keep going. And there's another loss. So we're going to rebet and double up. At this point, I might try my strategy of not chasing the loss if I have to go beyond the double up. We're going to see. Because I like the idea of walking away with $350, which is what we were at. Okay, so we're going to try that again. So we go in again one more time, and there's a hit. So we're at 360 now. So we're going to go back to the 1s, and that's what we're starting with. With 8 minutes left, we have 360 on the clock. Oh, we just got down to 348. That's a pretty big win. Anytime that you can go up from, starting with $12 to $360, that's a good day for you. The key with roulette is you don't want to be too greedy because the house always wins, always. All right, so I lost there. I said I would try it, but I want to do this system justice, like the guy said, and I'm going to do it exactly like he said and go up 1 unit. Like I said, my modification might be to go up, to not chase the loss or to stay at the 2. And another way you could play this is when you win, go rebet but go down a unit. Does that make sense? I saw a guy say that before. So do the 2 units instead, because we just won with 3. We're at 384 right now. How cool. All right, so we're going to hit it, and we're going to try it again. And there's a loss. So I don't know if that would work going down a step, because now we're back down a step, and we have to go back up again every time. So I don't know. It seems like it's a high-risk strategy just because there's only 12 numbers covered, but it seems like you're bound to hit them at some point with this. We're going to see. There's another loss. All right. So we were up to 380, I think, 360 the most with this, which is pretty cool. We have 6 minutes left, and we're going to see what we end up with. Hopefully we're not going to wipe the whole bankroll it now, because right now we're at a $48 bet, and I can see it happening, but if we hit, we're golden. Okay, there we go, another loss. So now we're going up to $5 bets. So as you can see, with roulette, the thing is it's not always a guarantee. There's no strategy on the internet that you're going to see that's going to make you win consistently. The goal is to get in and get out with as much profit as you want. A lot of guys won't say that to you because it's not good for business when it comes to YouTube. We want people to watch. We want people to be happy. Make them think that they are going to win every single time they play. But in reality, it's just not the case. And I'm never going to lie to you. I'm not going to pretend that that's the case. All right, we're back to 360. See, that's the problem. We chased that loss, and all we did was get back to even. It's not worth it. I would have rather just spun on the $12 a spin instead of chasing that. Okay, so we're going to rebet again. We were at 360. We're at 348 now. There's another loss. But I'm going to play his strategy like he said, and we're going to see what we end up with. There's another loss. Add a unit when you are done that double up. And we're going to go again. I would love your thoughts on it. Put it in the comments as well. I would love to know what you think about it. And tonight, I'm going to an actual casino. I'm going to see if they let me film. And I'm going to try my favorite strategy there if they do. I'm going to take $100 bankroll, and we're gonna do it. It's a minimum $3 bet casino. So I'm going to try. We're going to see, and no promises. I'm going to try, though. All right, so there we go. See, we were up to almost $400, and doing this chase system has us down. And I think if we hit, we're not going to be any better than where we were. So I don't know if I like the going up a unit every time. 4 minutes left on the clock. Oh, and there's a hit. We're back to 348. So I don't know what the point of chasing that would be, but hey, look, it worked for him, and every time I've tried it, I've done well. Right now, I'm still doing well. I would say 330 is a good amount to get out with, but man, I don't know if I would want to chase. All right, 4 minutes left, and there's another loss, so we're gonna go on with the chase, like he says. Boop, boop, boop. And the guy that said it, his name is Bet with Mo. I put him in the comments, and you know, his video has millions of views on it. So I think a lot of people must like the strategy. I like it. I think it's a fun one. I love the idea of hitting numbers instead of on the dozens and the columns. It's nice that way because it really increases the bet quickly. And there's another loss. So rebet, add a unit. We may wipe out our entire winnings here with this by chasing. Like I said, I think this system does have promise, but you have to know when to get out. But if we hit, it's going to be golden, as they always say, right? See, we're still down. 336 it hit. Yeah. I'm going to give this system a full go. We're going to see what happens. Okay, back up to 360. Okay, we got 3 minutes left on the clock. We're going to see how it goes. A zero. Man, I have a fascination with the zeros. Sometimes when I'm just playing for fun and on emotion, I'll throw some on the zeros. And I know there's no rhyme or reason for it, but like part of me, every time I spin, I'm like, do I want to lose on the zeros? I doubled up and I shouldn't have. Oh well, if we hit, we hit. There we go. Okay, $400. A happy accident with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game. All right, I'm going to go down to the $12 bet again. If you weren't aware of, if you made it this far, I definitely would have gotten out at that point. The $400 mark for sure. That would have been it for me. But let me know, what is your stop loss? Because that's always important with roulette, setting a stop loss. Tell me what you would do. All right, there's another hit, 430. We're going to keep it going. We've got 2 minutes left. And there's another hit. We're up to 480. Like I said before we did this, every single time I've played this, I've ended up with over $500 at the end. So I keep talking down on his strategy of chasing, but hey, look, every time I've sampled it, except for once out of 10 times, it worked. So I don't know what to say. I don't know if I'm just getting lucky or what, but I'm going to say yes. But man, you can't argue with it. When it works, right? Okay, double and then add a unit. There we go. And if you've made it this far, that means you're one of my most faithful watchers. And I just want to say, I would love for you to hit subscribe button if you're not. I need to get to 1,000 to get this channel monetized. And once we're monetized, I'm going to be taking some of the profits and we're going to be going to a real casino and doing our favorite systems of the week there. I have a casino locally I'm going to reach out to and see if they'll let me do it. But I don't want to ask them until we're actually at that point. All right, another loss. We were at close to 500 as our closest one. We have a minute left. Our highest watermark was close to $500. I would have been out personally around 100. That's just because I don't have a stomach for betting too high. There's another loss, and this is why. I couldn't imagine if I was at 500 all of the sudden being down this much. I just couldn't do it. Not for me. All right, there we go. 45 seconds left. And a hit. All right, we're at 432. All right, so we're going to keep it going right to the end. We got 37 seconds left. And there's another hit. We're back up to 456. But you know what? Had you have left when it was at 490 something, you wouldn't have had to worry about how low we are right now. There's another loss. So we're going to double up. And at the end, I'm going to do one big YOLO to see if we can double up the whole thing. We're going to bet it all on red. Okay? We're going to start doing that, I think. Bet it all on red. All right. I'm just going to double it. We're going to see. We're going to see how it goes. There's another loss. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's a loss. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take $288 and we're going to YOLO it here right at the end. We're going to bet it on red. For joining me, and let's bet it on red and see how it goes. And we walk away with $576 today with that YOLO at the end. I hope you have a great day. Watch this next video. See you tomorrow.